Ronnie, Speed, this is Marcelino. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How's it going?
I'm doing good. I'm from Connecticut. I'm the one that we allowed to drive out here 16 hours. I've been driving for a little over 9 years,
hmm
but I never did the two racks yet. The closest I ever got was like to almost 1900.
What's the most amount of hours you ever done?
I believe I put 65, but if I count lift, I've done like probably 75 or 80.
Okay.
And I've made with them combined, I've done a little over 1900.
Let me ask you this: do you want to make 2 racks?
I want to make that 2Gs, so I'm gonna try it.
So I'm gonna ask you this: if you want to make two racks, what do you think you have to do differently?
Man, you know what? I gotta do like 12 hours religiously.
Okay.
I go too much back and forth in my case.
Okay.
You know, I'm owning up to my mistake. You know.
Yeah.
I've been watching your show for like almost a year, and but I think it's time for me to try to make that 2 racks real soon.
Absolutely, shit. You said it in front of 70 people, so they probably gonna hold you accountable. But
oh yeah,
man,
definitely.
I definitely want to see you make 2 racks, and I definitely want to have you on. That'll be an honor.
And when I hit them 2 racks one day, I'm gonna contact you.
Yeah.
Once I hit the 2 racks.
Have somebody at the church record it. Do the 2 racks.
Yeah. Oh man. But I'm definitely gonna DM you once I make that 2Gs.
I hope so, man. Yeah, because you said it. Everybody counting on you now. They want to see you.
I know. Yup. And there ain't nobody in Connecticut that I've seen yet in this whole year.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I don't think so either.
Be nice if I was the first one.
Hey, man, you could definitely do it, man. Just, as long as you believe you can, as long as you execute, everything else will take care of itself. Yep. Well, all right, man. It was nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you,
done.
Ronnie.
Good luck.
All right, you take care, man.
My clique is ETG. Eat the goose. Eat the goose. Yeah.
Introducing the 2 racks a week challenge.
Don't shoot. Which y'all need some proof? Just watch my videos, man.
Video and then,
2 racks a
just
week.
showing all your 2500. I said, okay. All right, that's I'm good with that.
68 hours, so it was $2,075.60.
I work like 70, I don't remember, like 73, 74 hours. I made like 3,400, close to 3,500.
I made $2,001.
62 hours, and I had 2,400.
Introducing the 2 racks a week challenge.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Marcelino Rosario, directly from New Haven, Connecticut market. And yes, I made the 2 racks a week. I'm gonna show you guys real quick. Thank you, Ronnie Speed, for those gems, for those videos, man. I've been following Ronnie for a year and a half, and I finally decided to do it, and I made it happen. Check it out. I don't know if you guys can see that. 2186.57. And then there's the hours. I don't know if you can see that, 75 hours and 57 minutes. Man, basically 76 hours. So if you really want to make the 2 racks a week, you can do it. I did it in my market. I'm from New Haven, Connecticut. Signing out. Thanks, Ronnie Speed. Thanks, Ronnie Speed, for all those gems you throw out there.
All righty. Ladies and gentlemen, here we have another winner of the 2 racks a week challenge, man. Go ahead and do a quick introduction. Let them know which market you driving in and what platform you mainly drive on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Marcelino Rosario. I reside in New Haven, Connecticut, and that's where I drive. And I made 2 racks this week. Well, last week I made it. I made it to 2186. Well, it's gonna show up a little more because you get tips a little later.
Mhm.
You know what I mean, Ronnie? So yeah,
Absolutely.
man. So man,
Go
I
ahead,
made it
show them.
slack.
Go ahead, show them. Show them
Oh, let me
your
show them what I got.
screenshot. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna show them right here. This ain't a screenshot. See it? I'm moving it. Because a lot of people say we be capping, right? So look
Yeah,
at that.
yeah.
Can you see that?
Yep, we can see it 21, 86, 57.
Oh, and then
Show them the hours. Show them the hours.
Oh yeah, let me show them the hours. Hold up. And mind you, let me go back. There we go. There we go. Okay, the hours are right there.
Yeah, okay.
75 hours.
75, 57. So
There
it's
it
close.
is.
Damn near 76 hours. 186 trips. Not too shabby, my guy.
Yeah, 186 trips.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I was making, man, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it, And so they don't think we capping. That's why I went back and I tried to move it over. Because, people be saying out there that we capping.
Mm-hmm.
That's my Uber app.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go right here. I'm going to hit the earnings. I'm going to go back. I'm going to hit details. All right. This week I've been a little lazy because I made two G's last week. So I said, not lazy, but I've been doing some things. So see that? Yeah. Now I'm gonna go to the back because so those who say we capping, there we go.
Talk to him. Talk to him. Show him.
Oh, and when they talk about the gas, you know what I'm saying? I spent about 180 in gas, 200 tops.
What kind of car you driving?
I drive a Toyota Camry SE 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, and I got a few gems I'm gonna throw out there for other drivers who got cars.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna let you say something.
Yeah, I was about to say, man, like I was telling you before we even started the show, congratulations. And this is a big congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, is because he came on one of the live streams and we was chopping it up. And I'm trying to, if you watched, the introduction of this video, you pretty much know what he said. But at the time of this recording, pretty much give the audience a refresher of what we talked about on the live stream. Because I'm gonna be honest, I can't even remember. I remember your face, I remember you coming on, but I cannot remember, the conversation.
All right, got it. I'm gonna do everything I can remember to the best of my memory. Well, first of all, I remember you said there was 70 people watching us, and I said I'm gonna make that 2 racks. I've been watching you, Speed. I've been watching you for at least I said a year, but I think it's a year and a half now, man. But I've always been close. And when I told one of my buddies this week, listen, I made the 2 racks because he'd be watching you, but he never did it. He goes, I knew you could always do it. You were always close. Because I was at 15, I used to make 17. But then I got lazy, I let my mind combat against me. You know what I'm saying? So my mindset, like you said. So what I did was I said, forget this, I'm doing it. And and like I told you, I go to church, so I gotta be home by 6, 3 days out of the week. And Sundays is real hard for me to do 12 hours. So mind you, I didn't even do 12 hours on Sunday. I only did 3 hours and 43 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. And I still made almost $200 that day. 3 hours and 43 minutes, give or take. And the other days there was days I made 9 hours and 55 minutes. And another day I did 13 hours. Another day I did 12. They're all in there. I don't know if you got the screenshots. I think I sent them.
Yeah. If they're watching this video, like I'm gonna put all the screenshots so they'll be able to see all the screenshots, day by day breakdown and everything. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, we're gonna celebrate you. I got you.
And mind you, this is New Haven, Connecticut. This ain't a big market like some other places. This ain't a big city. You know what I'm saying? This ain't a big state. This state is small, and I still made it happen. I made it happen. But the thing is, what I kept saying was, man, I'm always doing 40, 50. The most I ever did was 60 hours or 60 something hours.
Okay.
65 hours. I believe it was a year ago, and I made like 1,800 and change.
Okay.
Between Uber and Lyft.
Yeah.
And then the most I ever made one time was 1952. I'll never forget that. And that's when you said, "Oh man, you were so close. You were right there." And I never did it. And that was when I first started watching you, and I got motivated. And then, I fell down, but then I said, "Nah, man, I'm gonna make it." But man, it feels good to make that 2 racks.
It's a little different when you see in 1952 compared to 2000 or 2 racks a
Yeah,
week, man. So,
yeah, 2 racks, and what else? What else we talked about? You know how people be saying, "Oh, you ain't got a life." I have a
oh
lot of
yeah,
people tell me,
talk about that because you drove almost 76 hours, man. So a lot of people look at
yeah,
that as well. I don't want to drive that much. I don't have no life. So talk about that particular week
yeah,
exactly
yeah.
as
Well,
far as
that
life
week,
and work life balance.
yeah. Well, my life is for those. Well, obviously, a lot of people that are watching me, they don't know me, but there's other people that saw the video. And they say you're not gonna have a life, but I had a life, man, because you know what? I go to church. I'm a
Okay.
musician. I play at a church once in a while here and there. We have rehearsals sometimes on a Friday, things like that. So I have to go to work. I left a lot of those days. One of those days I left at 5:40 in the morning, and I was already home by 6. I made it to the 3, and it was on a church day. And then I had another because I got church Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. So when I went to I had to be at church by 7, 6:30, 7 o'clock. And then one of those days I got out of church like at 9, 9:30, and I went out and drove another 2 hours just to make
Ooh.
it to make it to the 300, man. That's the day I think that I made three. I think I did a total of 13 hours, man, and change.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna cut you off right there. What made you want to go back out there and drive those extra couple hours to hit the 300? Because a lot of people they were just giving up. Oh, I did enough, and I had to go to church and other responsibilities. What was the driving force that made you want to, go back out there?
the driving force was that I was one of those people that I would come home and be on the TV,
Mm-hmm.
be on the TV, and then I started to think, and I said, "Dang, man, And then I started scrolling on my videos because sometimes you be scrolling and watching stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then one day this last week actually I said, "Man, you know what? When I look at how many videos I look at on YouTube, on TikTok, I said, damn, I'm wasting all that time."
Mm.
And I wait a minute, that's an hour, that's 2 hours, 3 hours I could be putting
Yeah.
towards my future, towards Uber, Lyft, whatever. And this was all Uber, man. I didn't touch Lyft. I don't touch Lyft hardly
Okay.
ever. I got Lyft, but I don't hardly touch it. Hardly ever, man. I haven't touched Lyft like in 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I concentrated on Uber, and that's all I was doing was Uber. And there was times where it was like a half hour where there was actually one day of the week I remember it was like a 30 minutes or 35 minutes. I didn't get no rides. And the old me used to give up and go home. I'll go
Mm.
home, come back out later. Nah, you know what? Oh, this is another gem I'm gonna throw out here. Watch
Yeah. Go
this.
ahead.
If anybody opens up do we call them bodegas out here, like a deli, like a convenience store? You open up if you go to any convenience store in any city, any neighborhood, they're not gonna be open for 8 hours. They're gonna be
Mm-hmm.
open for 13, 14 hours at least. So guess what? And then you know how we talk about the little rides and all that?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm gonna use you and me as examples, Ronnie.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I might go out there and I might go to the convenience store in about an hour, and I'm gonna buy a stick of gum.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Ronnie gonna go out there and buy some groceries and buy himself a sandwich. That's the big ride. Ronnie, I'm the little ride. But guess what? At the end of the day, all those rides gonna add up.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I understand. I would go like we have a airport out here. It's called Bradley Airport. If it
Mm-hmm.
pays me even 30 and above, because it takes an hour to get there or 50 minutes, 50 minutes to an hour, depending.
Mm-hmm.
It takes about an hour. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the ride anyway. Even though those rides out here used to pay $65, $60, 55. I'm still gonna take it because even when I used to work at a hospital. I was in the medical field for 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't even make. And after 17 years in one hospital, I left the hospital making $19.15 an hour. So
Okay.
it took me 17 years to get there. So you're telling me that I'm not going to take a trip that's going to make me $30 in an hour?
Mm. That's good
You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And when I did the math. You know how much I made? $28.70 an hour when I count all these hours.
Mm-hmm.
I made at least almost $29 an hour.
Right, right.
So unless you're working for the city or for the state out here, you're not gonna make $30 an hour, man.
Right. So it's damn near like you make a time and a half.
Yeah, man. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm making like time and a half every single hour if you think about it.
Right.
When you do it, yeah. So I'm not making 19. I'm making 28 when you calculate it. So 2 racks a week, and I passed the 2 racks. And that's another thing that made me go out there on Sunday, because I was already when I was at hour 71 or 72, I was at 2305. I'm 2005,
Okay.
$2,005. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna make this go even further. And that's when I went out there Sunday anyway in the morning before church. I went out before church, bro. 4 hours, 3 hours and 40 something minutes. My church service starts at 11, right? I went out there like I would say 7 or 6 in the morning, something like that. 7, 8,
Mm-hmm.
9. By 9:30, 9:40 something, I was home. But I did it, and that's what it's about, Instead of being there, oh, let me stay in this bed. Nah,
Yeah.
boom, I was gone. And
Right.
I made it happen.
Right. I definitely, like some of the things that you were saying, especially like once you was aware of, how much time you was, wasting while watching TV or watching other, content creators on social media, TikTok,
Yeah.
maybe even YouTube, stuff like that. I think a lot of people, they waste so much time. It's like they're sleeping on their potential. You could be out here making money, or you could be doing something else, developing your mindset, building a business, continue your education, so you could get in a better position that has more leverage to make more money. And you have to be conscious of how much time you're wasting doing these type of things, or even certain activities. Another thing I like, of course, is once you said you left church and you got back out there and got back on the grind. That's like me, myself. Well, not like the church aspect, but doing calls like this, still driving 12 hours a day. um, you know, doing all kind of stuff, still executing and getting things done. And the last point that I really like, and I think I said this last uh live stream that I had, is once you mention like the bodegas, being open 12, 13, 14 hours, that's how you should be as a driver, because even it may start off slow, eventually you'll pick back up the longer you're on there. And if you get, mad, your motivation, your mindset messed up, you go home, you 100% guaranteed not to make money. If you stay out there, you're going to make some money. And all it really takes is 2 or 3 trips to get you really back in the game, you know. And the more you out there, the more you'll learn, the more you'll be in the game, and the more you'll pretty much override your system, override all those negative thoughts and yeah, those negative feelings, and you'll be out there and getting this money. It's like you building your character.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. I want to say one more thing.
yeah. Go ahead.
That for now, when I get in my car, you know what I consider my car?
Mm-hmm.
I consider the train station.
Okay.
I'm the train. Guess what? I got peak hours and off peak hours.
Okay.
Get it? So I'm not gonna get that much at certain hours,
Yeah.
but then there's other hours I'm gonna get more money. So
Mm-hmm.
when your mindset is like that, I mean, I'm not gonna tell somebody to do a multiple stop trip that's
Right.
24 minutes for
Yeah,
4 months.
yeah.
Come on, I'm gonna reject that.
I
You and I
agree.
know that.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes even if it's a $15, $20 trip, and it's gonna take you 30 minutes or 35 total,
Mm-hmm.
it's $20 I didn't have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's $20 you didn't have, especially if you're getting closer to that 300 for your day.
Yep.
But there was days here. I made 2 days in a row. I forgot which ones they were. I think it was Wednesday and Thursday. I made it to 363 both days.
Ooh.
363 and some change one day, and 363 and some change the other day. I said, damn, 363 2 days in a row. Then there was another day right after that, I think, 357. So my goal was to make 3 a day. But man, when you put in those 12 hours, You can pass that 300.
Yeah,
You
that's
can
why I tell
pass it.
people. And
So
you
when
know
you
that
said that 84 weeks, I said the only reason I don't work the 84 is because that
you got
time,
stuff going
my
on. Yeah.
time is limited. But
Hmm.
but if Sundays I was free, I'd be out there 12 hours on Sunday too. And I'm thinking of doing Sunday still, even if I don't do it in the morning, I'll probably do it in the afternoon. I'm still gonna
You
throw in
itching.
4 to 5. Yeah, going forward, I'm gonna throw in at least 3 to 5 hours on Sundays. You
Yeah.
know, Um,
Yeah.
3 to 6. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be.
you itching. You itching for that money. I like it. He over there itching.
Yeah, and
Want
even
to
if I
get
gotta
back out
throw an
there.
hour or two after church every like at least one of the services during the week, depending how my body feels. If I feel good, boom, I'm gonna go and do it. An hour, who cares?
Hmm.
Might make $20, $25 in that hour, or might be 50. Maybe I'll get that Bradley trip at that time. You never
Yeah,
know.
man, absolutely. And that's one of the positive things about doing this because so many people have opinions and hypotheses about this about driving, and I just like to simplify it. Like, forget all that nerd shit, forget all the peak hours and all that. You're going to learn if you put the time
Yeah,
in. Just drive 12 hours, get kicked off the app. You're going to learn whatever you want to learn with all your questions and things
yeah.
that you worry about. You will learn everything that you want to know from doing this. And the most important thing is the dollar amount that's going to be direct deposited into your account. That's it. That's all that matters. Because you can know, oh, I get this per mile and all this stuff.
No, I don't do all that.
Yeah, it's doing too much mental math instead of just going out there just executing, doing the time and making your money, man.
I just look when that thing comes up now. I just look at how many minutes it's gonna take, how much it's gonna pay me, and that's it. That's all I need. Forget about the doggone miles.
Okay.
I don't care about the miles because I know by the minutes. Because I already know my whole state basically. I've been doing this for over 9 years, and I never had made 2 racks.
Okay.
To be
Yeah,
exact,
yeah.
I've been
Hold
doing
on,
this.
hold on. Let's talk about that real quick. You say you've been doing it for 9 years and never made
nine
two
years and
racks.
four 9 years and 4 months to be exact.
Oh, damn, he got the exact time. Well, the first question, like, what got you into doing this, in the first place?
Well, I also did online marketing. I used to
Okay.
do online marketing, and I still do it a little bit with a friend of mine from he's from Texas, so we
Hmm.
do a little something here and there. But I haven't been doing it as much. I laid back from that, and I've been concentrating more on Uber. But what happened was I used to work at a hospital,
Hmm.
and I was doing one day I was working at the hospital, and this was in 2014. It was July, and I was scrolling through the phone like we all do sometimes, and I
Hmm.
saw this thing for Lyft first. Make up to $35 an hour with your car. I said, oh shoot, that'll be a scheme. When I went and did, when I went in and signed up, to make a long story short, I didn't get accepted in the beginning, but then because I had to go get a driving record, back then you didn't have all that computer stuff. So
Yeah.
you had to go and show yourself, get proof. And I had to pay $20 to get the record, send it to Lyft. But to make a long story short, that's what I did. I got accepted after the second time. And then that was August 5th of 2014. I got accepted for Lyft. And September 10th, the month right after, I got accepted for Uber. I
Mm.
applied for both.
Yeah.
But the first week that I did Lyft, I didn't believe it. I thought it was a scam. I said, man, I'm probably going to get work for nothing because it looked too good to be true. They were paying big bucks then.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were doing over here in Connecticut. I don't know about in Cali because in Cali it started in 2009, but out here it started in 2014.
Hmm.
Over here they were doing 50 rides for the first 3 weeks free. Lyft was doing that for like everybody.
Hmm.
And the only people that knew about it was college students.
Oh. Okay.
Not everybody and their mama knew about it
Right.
back
Right.
then. Man, I went out every day after work from 5:30. And I used to work from 7 a.m. to 5:30. I used to draw blood. I used to be do EKGs and
Like
all
a.
that
Oh.
in the
Okay.
hospital. Yeah, I was in the medical field. So I said I used to leave at 5:30. I didn't even take off my scrubs. They didn't go home. I would go drive, and I would drive to about 9:30, 10. Sometimes I would have to come back at 2 in the morning because even the New York rides I would take them. I didn't care. I used to
Hmm.
go to New York. So I used to average about I was averaging about 70 to 100 and something dollars a day. And when the week came, the following week, because I did it for 7 days, I didn't care. I made over $800 in a week.
Damn.
I said, damn. So I told the family, yo, let's go to the stores. And I blew that money. Let's go. That
Right.
was extra money. That was play money for me. So then I said, wow, this is, but when I first saw that it said 800, I said, let's see if this really happens. When I saw it drop into my bank, that's when I said, wow, this is not a scam. This is real. I got to get real now. So, man, and when people used to ask me for favors, like even my family, so come on, man, I got to drive. I used to get mad. I used to get upset. Come on, I got to drive tonight. No, you can't drive tonight, blah, 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 back then. So anyway, and that's how I started. But what really got me into it was because I was doing it already for 3 years while I was in the hospital. So my buddy that I was doing the internet marketing and everything, with, he said, man, you do Uber. Why don't you just do Uber full time? He doesn't do it, but he said, why don't you do Uber full time, man? You're making all that money. And then I did my research for about a year, and I started asking drivers, yo, how much you made? If you don't mind me asking, how much you make a week doing Uber? When I used to take an Uber, and then I saw this Dominican guy. He says, I make $1,200 a week. I said, what? $1,200? That for me, that was I used to make 1,200 and change every 2 weeks.
I hear that a lot. That's like the magic number.
1,200. I was making like 1,200 every 2 weeks take home, man. I said, damn, man. But you know what kept getting? I was like worried about this, that, procrastinating, because a lot of people, they always throw negative at you, man, negative vibes, man. And I said, you know what? One of these days. But then I had a new manager for about 1 year and 8 months. And that manager, I wasn't clicking with her, man. So one day I just did a professional letter online. I resigned, gave a 2.5 week notice. And everybody used to tell me, you ain't leaving the hospital. I said, yes, I am. Watch. And I left. And when I left, everybody was like, wow, what you going to do now? I said, what am I going to do? Work.
Right.
That's where you learn to be disciplined. So I was disciplined with my other stuff, and I was disciplined with this. And I made it work, man. I've been doing it full time now matter of fact, I left Yale December. I used to work for Yale Hospital. I left December 8th of 2017. So just the 9th of this month made 6 years I've been doing this full time.
Ooh, shout out to you.
When I left the hospital, this is another thing I got to say. When I left the hospital, 2017, that was December. 2018, I took 4 vacations. Literally. 2 cruises, a trip to Puerto Rico, and a trip to Florida. 4 vacations that year. 2018, that was 2018. 2019, I took 3 vacations. Then in 2020, I took another one, but then all hell broke loose with that doggone COVID.
Right.
Yeah, but then, but that's the beauty of it. If you see a special on an airline, you ain't gotta go, oh, can I get this down? Oh, we gotta.
Yeah, you ain't gotta beg and lie. Yeah.
And then, man. And then they don't. And where I worked at, they would only give you 1 week in the summer months. You cannot take more than a week in the summer months. So I said, man, I'm tired of crowding to these cats. Yeah. So, that's the beauty of it, the freedom, man. And I know people say, oh, medical this, medical that. Yeah, I understand. But you know what? You go out there and you get your own medical insurance. And you're going to be able to pay it. You just go according to your income, and you can pay your own insurance. Because when I worked at the hospital, I still had a deductible. Like if I end up in a hospital, God forbid, I still got to pay $7,500 deductible anyway.
Right.
So when I was in the hospital, I had to pay a $6,500 anyway. So I said, what's the difference if I get my own insurance? And you still pay for your own insurance while you're in that job.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I think a lot of it is fear and ignorance. People are fearful because, growing up, that's what you hear. Oh, I need a job with benefits, with good benefits. But, they're unaware of affordable healthcare plans. Like, man, a couple $100 or sometimes even cheaper, depending on your income and depending on like your health, you could easily fund that. People, they smoke that up buying weed, buying alcohol, and partying. So like you smoking up your healthcare anyway. So you could just easily fund it yourself. And I commend you for taking, that leap of faith because a lot of people they would just sat there at their job and like, well, and try to rationalize, well, I get, good health care. It's a good career field. But nah, man, sometimes it's good, to move on to seek and find better opportunities,
Yeah.
especially, if you can rely on yourself. Like you were saying, you learn how to be like disciplined and structured, and those disciplines, helped you to continue to do this, 6 years and beyond. So, like, real quick, talk about, some of the, I guess, like some of the ways you readapted your mindset. Because, of course, you had listed, you could easily fund your own healthcare. Like, shit, I'm already paying $6,000, $7,000 deductible. I could easily just fund it myself. What other ways driving full time and leaving your job help you grow?
I would say to grow. Well, first of all, I'm gonna say this: if you can make your rent in a week, you're golden.
Mm,
I pay over here where I'm at. I'm lucky because I got a nice little apartment. It's an attic apartment, 2 bedrooms, living room, kitchen, and all that. Pay 1,200. So if I make 2 G's, I already surpassed my. But I'm just saying for the people out there, if you can make this is a gem. If you can make your rent in a week, the rest is a piece of cake.
yep.
The rest is a piece of. So that's another thing that helped me a lot because before I was making 1,200 every 2 weeks.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It was because altogether I was making about it was $1,248 to be exact take home. So it was about I'm gonna round it off to 1,300. So let's say 2,600 a month
Right.
just to pay rent, to pay bills, to pay food. So I always had a side hustle. I was paying that, but I was also doing Uber. But before Uber and before marketing in the net, I used to I used to do flea marketing.
Okay.
I used to sell at flea markets like those name things with your name on them, personality. I used to
Uh
do
huh.
all that. So I always had a side hustle, even while I was in the hospital those 17 years. Over here, if you really want to, you don't need nothing else unless you want to, of course, you want to level up and do something different. Yeah,
Right.
this is going to help you to fund that whatever you want to do. Let's say, like some people want to go into e-commerce or they want to go into MLM. They want to do that. This is going to help them fund it.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to help them fund it. But if you out there just like 3 hours a day, 4 hours, don't even think about making it. I mean, for me to be able to support my family, my household for 6 years, I mean, I don't know what else we could do. And then another gem that I was going to say about the gas for those people who complain about the gas. But did I answer your question though first? Wait,
Yeah,
wait.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You did. Hmm.
I did pretty much. Okay, so that helped me a lot. I got more freedom. I got more free time. So if I gotta take wifey to the hospital or the doctors or whatever, we got appointments. I could go like right. I got an appointment this Tuesday, right?
Hmm.
So this Tuesday I got church, so that's gonna hinder me a little bit.
Yeah.
Not the church, God forbid, but I'm saying the appointment. So but if it was in a church day, I will go to the appointment. I will come back from our appointment, that we both have our physicals. I will go home. I would chill. Then I would go back out to about 9 or 10 at night.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But Tuesday, what I may do this week is I may go out to another 2 hours when I get back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But what I
What
was
would you
gonna
say?
say
What you
about
about to say about the gas?
yeah, that's what I'm gonna say now about gas.
Okay, okay.
I don't know if a lot of people know this. Maybe a lot of people do, but I was told this by a friend of mine and a mechanic. You know how when some people let the gas tank run down to empty,
Hmm.
almost empty? Nah, don't do that. When you get down to the half or a little below the half, fill it up again. And you're gonna spend a lot less. So I'm averaging 25 to 30 a day by doing that. That's what I spend
Okay.
on gas with the prices that I have now. I know the prices in California are a lot more expensive in some other markets,
Yeah.
but whatever you're paying, you're gonna pay a lot less because what happens is the gas pump works harder when it's almost on empty, when it's like to a quarter tank,
Hmm.
like because there's more air in there. But when it's all the way up to full and you keep that baby on full, to get to the half, you're gonna notice, or anybody else that is gonna notice that when it goes to half, and once it surpasses half a little bit, that other gas from there down is gonna go down like that. but it doesn't go down like that. Like I be on full. I'll do a trip to New York, come back, do another trip somewhere else real far, and I still got that thing almost on full. It just goes down a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
Right. Yeah, try that out, man. Because but I know you got a Prius, so I don't know how that's gonna work because you do a lot of electric, right?
Well, I don't have to charge mine. Mine's not a plug-in option, so it's just yeah, mine's not that new.
But yeah, try to fit. I mean, try it out and let me know how it goes.
Yeah,
man.
I definitely will.
Fill up. I mean, whenever you can, because sometimes you can't. You know, sometimes I'll let it go down to a quarter because I'm somewhere where gas is up the sky. You know, so I got to come back home and get gas. Or another thing I do, I don't know about you guys, if in your market, you got different places where gas is cheaper here than over there and all that. So like me, there's a town out here, it's called Meriden, and then there's another town, gas is $2.99 a gallon. But where I'm at is $3.19. You know, where I'm at is $3.19. So I'm like, damn man, you know. So if I'm over there, if my gas is even in 3/4, if it's 3/4 full, I'll still get gas at the $2.99. Even if I put $20 or 15, I say, okay, I'll fill this up to the brim right now. Then by the time my day's over, I might only have to put another 15 anyway.
Yeah.
But at least I got it cheaper over there where it might be cheaper. So that's how those are the little tricks that I use to save gas.
Okay.
You know, to get my money's worth. Because that's the first thing they're gonna ask. Oh, he made 21.86, but how much of that money he gonna get back? You know?
Right.
Oh, and another thing, before I forget, Ron.
No, go ahead.
I did last year. I made over 88 grand, and that was me being lazy. I'm gonna be realistic. That was me being lazy, not doing as much hours as what I've been doing lately. Taking days off, taking time off, and let me tell you, when my accountant told me, you know how much you made last year? I said, nah, about 60. Nah, you made over 88 grand. I said, what? He goes, yeah, but because I gotta write off all the miles, because my accountant out here gave me the option. You either write off your miles or you write off your expenses. So you know what? When you write off your miles, I wrote off over 30,000 miles, something like that, 40,000. So the government looks at that as a big loss, you know, because depreciation, they got you and everything. So I only had to pay out of 88 G's. I only had to pay 500 and change for tax.
Yep. Yeah, so people don't understand, man.
Because I lost money according to the government, you know. But if you think about it, 88 grand. I'm gonna say, let's say I spend. How much could we say? Let's pick a number for gas. Let's say $250 a month. Let's say $1,000 a month for gas.
Okay,
and that's me going way. That's about what, $12,000? That's about 12,000, right? So 88 minus 12. You know, think about it, man.
Yeah, so I can take up my calculator. If we could say 12 divided by 88, you know, that's 13%. So 13% is dedicated towards gas. So that's not a bad.
And that's me going overboard.
That's way overboard, you know.
Yeah, so I'm just calculating 12,000. Let's say maintenance another 5 G's and that's it. Because I didn't even spend, I don't think, not even 2 G's, but I go up. This is for the people who are out there thinking that this is difficult, and it is not. So let's say 12 plus 5, that's going to be 17, right? I mean, yeah, right, 5, 6, 7. 17,000 minus 68 minus 88,000, you still had about 70,000 anyway in your hands.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I just keep coming up with these things, and I can't let them go. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry, man. Another thing is, people say, "Oh, but you got to pay a car payment." Like my car payment, I'm gonna say it up here how much I pay. I pay $584 a month.
Okay.
I finance my car. I don't care. I'm not afraid to say it. I pay $318 for insurance. So you're looking at 5. So let's round it off to 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, 900. Whoopie-doo. Guess what? What I want to tell everybody out there is, if you open up a pizza parlor today, is the clientele going to know you? That's the big question. They're not going to know you. You're going to have to pay for advertising. You're going to have to pay for employees. You're going to have to pay for overhead every month. You think that's going to be 900? No, that's going to be thousands, a few $1,000s every month. So, you know, if you're paying 900 for a car a month between car, insurance, and everything, at the end of the day, it's another bill, and that's the same car you're gonna be paying for while you're at your job anyway.
Yeah,
A
that's a
lot of
good
people
point.
out there got cars that are financed, and then guess what? If you want to trade it in 2 or 3 years, you trade it in. I've been through 4 cars, and I'm still standing.
Yeah, that's a very good point because at least with this, it's like you pretty much guaranteed to make money. Pizza parlor, you got to get clients, you got to pay for advertisement, marketing, you got to go through probably all like the health things and make sure the restaurant is in good shape. This you just get a car, get registered. Even if you don't have a car, they have rental programs. So you just pass the
Exactly.
background check and you sign on the app, and you pretty much guaranteed to make money. And most people gonna make more money than what they were, at their normal job.
Exactly.
So
They just got to make sure they hustle.
yeah,
They got to make sure they do their due diligence. If they rent a car, see, I was gonna rent a car. I rented a car one time. I had a car that I had lost, right?
hmm
And I went out and do you think I stopped driving that week? Nah, man. I let that car go, right? And I got the other one. It was a 2018 Camry, 277,000 miles on it.
hmm
But you know what I did? I kept it for 5 years. I said, it's time to let this go. But in the meantime, while I was going to get the other car, I went out and rented a car for a week, and I still made my money.
yeah,
Why? Because I said I'm not going to stop driving just because of that. So that's plan B too. That's another nugget. If your car breaks down and it's a major break, don't quit. You go out there and you rent another car. That's why you got to put a little stash to the side, because then if your car breaks down and you don't have the money right away to buy a car, at least you won't be out of a job.
yeah.
So they're gonna pay what, 300 a week for a regular car with taxes and everything out here. It's like three something, a week.
That,
But guess what? But if you
mhm.
can make 2 G's a week, you're golden. Or even let's say you only make 1,800. Somebody, but they're paying 300 a week for car. They're still clearing good
Yeah,
money.
let's run with 1800. Fuck the 2 racks. I mean, of course, everybody want to make 2 racks now, but let's say forget the 800. I mean, the 2 racks. If you make 1800 compared to 600, that's like a 3x. You 3x your income. So
Yeah,
you don't lose, man. Like you
you
really
can't
don't
lose.
lose. And the people
Nah,
that always focus on expenses and how much you do, they only do it for one reason. They really don't care about your expenses. They want to disqualify you. They want to find ways to throw shots at you. So it's like so you could confirm their bias. They really don't care. Oh, how much you spending this? See, look, they looking for a I got you moment. That's why they say that, man.
yeah, because you know how it is. Misery loves company.
Yep, exactly.
Misery loves company.
And people they don't
And
like to see people doing better than them.
nah, man, that's what it is, man. That's what it is. But yeah, man, it felt good to make that 2 racks. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
it
Nah,
felt
man.
amazing.
I already know. Well, since you've been doing this for 9 years, you finally made 2 racks. What do you think? Where do you think most people go wrong, and why do you think this challenge is so important?
Where do where do I think they're wrong?
Yeah, the most
Well,
drivers
first
get
of all,
wrong.
what most drivers get wrong, I'm gonna say from my experience, I'm gonna say a few pointers that I went through, because it's 9 years and 4 months, so I've been through a lot. First of all, some drivers, if it rains, I used to be one of them, don't want to go out. I used to go out if it rained, a certain amount, but if it's torrential rains, like real bad flooding, I'll go out. But if it's flooded out there, that's
Yeah.
justifiable. I'll go back home. But if it's just raining, little showers, sprinkling, and the day is bad, but it's raining, I'll still go out there and just be very careful and make my day.
hmm
Another one is if you have an SUV, out here it snows. If you have an SUV, then yeah, I commend you to go out, but also be wise about it, because even though you're a good driver, there's a lot of idiots out there that don't know
Yeah.
how to drive, and they'll end up hitting you. So a snow day, a real bad snow day, you could call it your Netflix day if you want to call it that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay? or your Get Educated Day with YouTube or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the mistakes I made was if it rained a little bit. Sorry about that. That was my phone.
No, no
I'm
worries.
picking that up right now. So anyway, so that was one of the mistakes I made. And I lost a lot of money because of that. Because that's when it surges like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's raining. Nobody wants to wait for the bus. And when it's cold, when it's freezing cold out, that's another one. People that warm bed, man, you don't want to get out, you know. So I made those mistakes. But once I started changing my mindset, like I said, I've been watching you for about a year and a half. From a year and a half to now, I've been really making it. Like I made that 18 change after I saw your video.
Mm.
I have made 19 change at another time too. And then a lot, things happen in life. Then these things happen and all that, personal stuff, with the family. I lost a family member and all that, and that threw me off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I tell you, there's another thing that I know drivers. Oh, another thing. Even if it's a half hour, 35 minutes, you don't get a ride. Stay the course. Because, like I said earlier, this is like a train station. You're going to get your slow moments and you're going to get your very busy moments. And believe me, I've lived it, I've seen it, I've been doing it. And then I know the areas. If you know your market, because that's like you say, Ronnie, the way to learn the market is you got to be out there those 80 hours, 70 hours, 60 hours, because you're gonna learn it. Like right now in the state of Connecticut, I know where it's slow, where it's bad, where it's not that many rides. I already know. So
Mm-hmm.
even though I know I'm going to a place that there's not hardly no rides, but if it's a good pay, I'm taking it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go out there, but I'm just gonna drive myself back to my city. But if on the way back to my city, I get another ride, and it happens a lot, I'll get it. If I don't get it, I lost what, 20 minutes? Okay. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
back in my city. Once I'm back in my city, guess what? Boom. I'm getting rides back to back, back to back, back to back, back to back. See, that's what, and the thing is, stay online those 12 hours. Stay
Yeah.
online. Because, like me, I put the little coffee break thing on when I'm going to go on a break.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when I did the 13 hours and 26 minutes, I have another thing that I do. This is discipline right here, what I'm going to show you right now.
Okay.
I'm going to show you something real quick. You see this right here? That's a little stopper, right?
Mm-hmm.
I set that up for an hour every day. The first break I take, I do this. I hit start.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm done with that break, I hit pause. And I try to allow myself no more than an hour break throughout the day.
I like that. And I
Yeah,
kind of do
because you
something
know what?
similar.
Let's say
Mm-hmm.
you gotta go to the bathroom, man. Because I'm gonna say it like this. I'm from Puerto Rico, man. I'll say anything, but I'm gonna say it in a good way. You gotta go to the bathroom. Number one, number two. I don't care what it is. If it's number two, I know I gotta give myself at least 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So I know I want to take my time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
20 minutes is gonna go through.
Mm-hmm.
Once I'm in my car, if it's 10 minutes, 15, boom. Once I get out, wash my hands, whatever I'm doing, eating, whatever. Once I'm ready to roll, I turn on the app. This thing goes back to pause,
Yeah.
and then I'll be like, oh, I got still 40 minutes. The other day, I only took a 10-minute break all day.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, I told you there's times where I might not get a ride. So you know what I did? I get up, I wipe off my seats, I move around, But I
Mm-hmm.
gotta get those push-up things you got, man.
Oh, the perfect push-ups.
Yeah, oh, that's what it is. The perfect. I gotta get those, man, because man, I ain't getting any thinner, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But yeah,
Absolutely.
that's another gem right there for people who. That's the way you're gonna get disciplined. And if your back hurts, man, put your app on pause for 10 minutes if you have to, and do some stretches. Get out the car, stretch out, and because the back can hurt, especially me, man. My back be hurting because my belly. But I
Absolutely.
still do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
the back hurts when you're sitting down. I've done 16 hours before. Oh, another thing, out here we're allowed to do 16 hours in a day.
That's what I think you told me that last time. Yeah.
Yeah, 16 hours. We get 16 hours out here. So that's why I was able
Ooh.
to do 13 change the other day, 13 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, we get 13 hours, but I still try to do 12. But I have done 16 a couple of times. There was one time I did 16 hours, and there was some good promotions going on, and I have made $502 in a
Okay.
day.
Yeah, I like, everything, just said that you just said, about to get ready to wrap it up here. And learn your market, get out there, and if it rains, it's gonna surge. Winter time is coming up. So we got December, January, February. So look for those type of days when it's gonna be raining, and take advantage of that because people going to need rides. I always say this is like the modern day crack. People wake up, they need their fix, they need their rides to get to work, get to appointments, et cetera, et cetera. So really maximize it. And another thing, don't listen to these negative people on YouTube. It's so predictable and it's so easy to read. If you go to their channel and only thing they do is talk shit and they don't show numbers, why would you listen to it? It's only gonna make your experience worse. Trust me, because you're gonna be in a negative headspace and you're gonna be worried about declining all these rides or what you're not getting or low wages, and you're gonna end up making no money. Man, so far we probably had, let me see how many people exactly. You may be number 79 or 80. Let me double check real quick. Oh, this is the wrong one. So we had close to you number 79. So we getting close to 82 racks a week winners. So almost 80 people, actually more than that. That's not including the people who haven't came on yet. So over 80 people who have made $2,000 from watching this channel and hearing these stories and being inspired and being encouraged. And that's what it's about. You don't even know what you're capable of doing. I didn't even know what I was capable of doing until I made a decision to try better and do better and become better. And it's as simple as that, and your mindset is what ultimately ends up propelling you forward or, keeping you where you're currently at. And any last words before we get up out of here?
Well, man, I just want to thank you for that motivation. And what is it? Not too shabby.
Yeah, not too shabby.
2 racks a week. Ronnie Speed.
Yeah, Mr. Two
Yeah.
Racks a week.
And let me know how I can get a shirt in the future.
Oh yeah, I'm about to send you the link as soon as we get off the phone.
Yeah,
I said the phone as soon as we get off Zoom. But
definitely.
yeah, real quick. Why do you think this challenge is so important? I forgot to ask you that. Why is this challenge so important?
First of all, I'm gonna say because there's no negative in here.
Okay.
There's no negative in here. Everything in here is positive. All right, everything in here is positive. Nothing's negative. The only people who make it negative are people who are not disciplined, who let their mind rule their life. But they gotta rule their mind. They gotta change their mindset. They gotta be positive. Because man, I'm telling you, man, why is it that it's so easy for people to be negative, but it's so hard for them to be positive?
Because it's easy. Yeah.
See, but if it was easy, everybody. Now another thing, I'm the first 2 rack winner in this market, right?
Absolutely.
That you've had in your channel.
In Connecticut,
Not that I'm sure there's people probably out there making it, but nobody has come over here from New Haven.
Right.
So I'm the first 2 rack winner in my market.
He said laughing.
I mean, on Ronnie Speed's channel,
Yeah. So congratulations.
Yeah, man. So, yep.
Yeah, but
I was gonna say something else. I forgot, man. Oh yeah, man. Why don't you try to get LYFT back, man? You could
eventually. I mean, I had called them and they said, probably wait like 3 months or so, but I'll just wait and I'll try again, and we'll see.
I had gotten deactivated from them. Few years ago because they said I didn't pick up somebody who was legally blind, but I didn't even know. Person was never out there or nothing. And man,
they couldn't see where they was at.
Yeah, and I said I didn't see them or nothing. So to make a long story short, I called LYFT, man, And I told him, I said, listen, I've been with you guys so years. Look at my record. Come on, look at all the positives compared to the negatives. What's
Yeah.
going on here?
Yeah,
And
it's like that.
they put me back on too. They put me
Yeah.
back on.
Yeah, we'll see. You
Yeah.
know, I'm not too concerned about that right now. I'm driving
Nah.
Uber
I
and
hear you.
running it
But you
up.
know, Uber's gonna be implementing some good stuff this coming year. I don't know if you know about it. About
Um,
how people, because people are scared to drive out there sometimes because of bad stuff. But now they're gonna make people load their full IDs, in 2024. They can't
okay.
just put fake. They ain't gonna be able to put fake names no more,
Oh,
like
good.
JJ.
Right.
They're gonna force them to put a state ID, a license, or what's the other thing?
Passport.
Passport. Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, they're trying to work. And I hear all these people saying, "Oh man, they don't pay this. They don't pay this no more." These are my last words, so I can put
Go
this
ahead.
in there. But oh, they don't pay. They only pay us like 30, 40, 50%. I say, yeah, but the only difference, the thing is, even when they were paying good, and I used to work 5 or 6 hours, I was still making $115, 120. But now sometimes in 3 hours, I'm already at $100, even though they're
Exactly.
paying lower. Because you got to remember, if when you treat your people well, they're gonna tip you well, And a lot of people don't tip, but I don't even think about the tips. I just think about what that ride is gonna pay me.
Yep.
Bottom line, go
Exactly.
for it. Let me do it, and that's it.
Yeah.
If you could make, I'm gonna tell people if they could make at least $25 an hour between their trips, $20 to $30 an hour, go ahead and do them. Because it's like I was discussing with a friend of mine the other day. He was telling me, man, not every hour you're gonna make the $30. This might be an hour you're gonna make 15. I said, you know
Yeah.
what? I told my boy, I said, you got a point there, and it's true. There might be a slow day where you're gonna make $15 in one of those hours, but then all the other hours it's gonna be 30, 25, 50, and they all make up for that hour that was lost. But it's not
Yeah.
really a loss. Yeah,
Man,
so that's another
absolutely.
way to look at that. Yeah, but I don't want to
Absolutely.
take too long.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up right here, man, and say this last thing. People, they focus on the negativity. They focus on the things that they're not getting. In reality, they really don't know shit. They don't know what they're capable of. They don't know what their market is capable of. They don't know how much money they can make. They just have opinions and theories. But if you narrow it down and you ask them to show me your past 4 week earnings, you're going to see what the truth is. The inconsistency, the lack of discipline, the lack of motivation, no goal setting. Is this a reflection of who they are as a person and what their standards truly represent to them? And that's why they don't make money. And that's their fault. It has nothing to do with the low wages. Uber and Lyft does this. So I started doing, 30-day challenges, driving till they kicked me off the app in 2019. And the Quest bonuses was a lot more, but I'm still making around the same amount. So what is the truth? We don't know, man. Only you could really determine what the truth is. That requires you to get out there, putting the work in, and enjoying it. And I want to thank you once again for coming on. Shout out to Connecticut, the first winner in Connecticut to come on a 2 racks a week channel. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, drum roll. Piano,
Yes.
violin, Ronnie's Ronnie Speed over and out, Mr. 2 racks a week. Holla back.
Racks a week. Ronnie Speed. Yeah, Ronnie Speed. 60 hours.